Okay, so this is a short this thing that we are going to use table. And remember, we are dealing with a question here. So, by the way, let me get our feedback, please. I hope we can. Okay, Patrick, yes, if I'm breaking. Is it breaking very, very hard? Please, can I get other feedbacks? Am I really breaking very well? So I want to find out if you guys can hear me now. Please let me know if you can hear me now.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. So I just changed network. I hope this one will work better. Okay, so we are going to work with this data. I mean, this database, it's basically the same kind of data. The only thing is that we have shortened the number of records. So we have only 20 here. And then instead of having the first name as weeks and then the other one as days or so, I've decided to change the names, the first names. I use the names of cars that I know. Okay, and then there are brands like Sienna. I have Toyota as the last name. Can someone please tell me what should be here if there is a Hummer? What's the name of the manufacturer?
You can call it Capito. Don't worry, just call it.
Okay. Okay. All right. So okay, we said there is a way Excel can join these two together and then we get our full name. We'll do that. Okay, so this was the question we were trying to solve. And we said, how many female patients? So now we may have to change this to, let's modify how many okay. I wanted to, since these are no longer names, but we'll still assume that these are names of people. Yes, of course. Some cars are named after human beings. So this person, this client is a female. Yes, we can see it here. Is a female. Okay, so we assume these are all patients. Okay. So how many female patients are in Abia State? Yeah. Okay. Some people are calling us back to our previous. Okay, we did not finish answering the question on the assignment you gave. Okay, still had left. Okay, what is the total bill paid by clients from FCT? You know, what I said that was for us to just go and do that those ones rather. Since we have done some of it here, we could go ahead and do that as assignment so that when we do these complicated ones, we can also learn how to do that. So let's see how we go with this one. So how many patients who are female, who come from Abia, and who are more than 30 years that have systolic blood pressure above 100? So we are going to identify the different criteria in this box here. I want to take my time to go slowly. So if we look at this question, sorry, let me just. If we look at this question, we are now looking at 4 different conditions that must be met. First one is this person is a female. The second one, this person is coming from Abia or it's an Abia indigene. The third one is that this person is greater than 30 in terms of years. And then this person also has systolic blood pressure that is greater than 100. So these are the conditions. Good. So let's say this is our question number 1 here. When we are looking at how many, the question is asking how many, which gives us the understanding that we need to count. So we are going to say, where should I put this now? Let's put it here. And let me put this, color it separately. So we are going to say here is equals to count if. The reason why we are using if is because there are conditions, there are logical conditions that need to be met. And because there are more than one, we are going to use the plural form of the count ifs. Activate it. Now I need to define, for the first criterion, what is the range? From here, our first criterion here is a female. And so we are looking at our female here. Excel is asking what range. My first one is this range. This range. I've defined the range. After defining the range, I'm going to end it by a comma. And then the next option comes. What is the criteria? Excel is now asking, if he looks through this range, what is he interested in identifying? We are interested in identifying female, which is denoted by F. F is a text. I could simply write F this way and put it in quotation marks. Alternatively, I could make a reference here, which is what we want to use right now. I am done with the criterion for the first one. I put a comma. So it's asking me, since there are several ifs, what is the second range for my second criterion? From here, we are looking for Abia. And Abia is found in the range where state is. So I'm still going to select this state up to the 20. I am done selecting the range. I'm going to tell you that I am done selecting the range by putting a comma. It now asks me, if it checks under this range, which is state, what am I interested in? Abia State is our interest. I could put Abia State in quotation marks. But for now, we have it somewhere here that we want to reference. So I delete what I have written in text. I click here. That is what I wanted to look for. I've ended that. There is still yet another criteria, another set of criteria. The next one I'm looking for now is age. So where is the range of my age? This is the range here. Because it's asking me criteria range. This is my criteria range. I am done selecting this criteria range. And I'm telling Excel I am done by putting a comma. It now shifts to okay. If it looks at this age range, what age am I looking for? I have it here. I'm going to pick this one greater than 30 because I do not want to write greater than, I do not want to type it inside that formula. So I am done that. I'm done with that. I am indicating that I am done by putting a comma. But yet, our question still requires another set of criteria, which is systolic blood pressure. My systolic blood pressure is here in column I. So I'm going to identify the range. I am done identifying the range. I'm going to put a comma. And it's asking me, what criterion is it to look for? And I say, this is greater than 100, which is here. So now that I have finished writing my syntax, for me, I am done. I'm going to close the bracket. So when you are done, you close the bracket. So I'm closing the bracket. Now, there are some functions that you may just enter without using the last, without putting the last comma. So if you understand, when you deal with several functions, you will know which ones that you can easily just hit enter and it gives you the answer. There are some also that you need to put the final bracket before you can hit enter, otherwise it will call your attention to an error. So now that I'm done, I've closed my bracket, I'm going to hit enter. And it's telling me that there are only 2 clients who meet this set of criteria. Only 2 are from Abia, whose age is greater than 30 years, who also is a female, who also has a systolic blood pressure greater than 100 millimeter mercury. Now, let's see if we can test that. First of all, let's see if we can even identify their names by filtering. First of all, let us filter Abia State. We come here, we filter everyone in Abia. There are 2 of them. So it means only 2 of them are from Abia. Now let's see if they meet all these 4 criteria, since they told us there are 2 of them. Let's look at their age. See, their age is greater than 30. Can we look at their sex? They are all female. Can we look at their systolic blood pressure? They are all above 100. So we have also tested using the filter option. And then the filter option has also brought out the names: Sienna, Toyota, and Accord, Honda. So this is how to solve this question. Now, the other option, let me remove this filter here. The other option would be to use, rather than putting these things here, let's see if we can get this same answer using direct inputs and then using the quotation marks. So let's use here. So what is my total number of females? So I'm looking for count ifs in plural form. The first set of criteria we are looking for is that this person must be from Abia State. So, okay, it must be a female. And by the way, we can also test it from whichever one we want to start with. We may not necessarily start with a female. We may start with the state. If you look at here, this point, this yellow where we started from, we started with the female, the sex, the state, the age. But we can start from wherever. So let us go along with the one we did before. So it is female. So we are looking for here, which is where our agenda is, comma. We're asking Excel, look in this range. Wherever you identify F, you pick it because we are going to count. And in this option, we are not going to click F here. We are rather going to type it inside the formula or the function. So we are going to open our quotation mark. We are going to type F, close it, I am done with identifying that first criterion. The next thing I will do now is to put a comma to tell it that I am done with that. It's now asking me, what is the next criteria range? My next criteria range is Abia, which is understate here. So I pick this. I am done with the state selection. I've told it, yes, go to this range. You will see that it's F4 to F23. And I'm asking it, when you get to this point, look for Abia. I do not want to come here and click this Abia. Rather, I want to type it in. And because I am typing it in as a text, I'm going to put quotation mark. I'm going to put Abia. I'm closing the quotation mark. I am done identifying that criterion. I'm going to put a comma. It's now asking me, what is the third criteria range? Like I told us, you can have several conditions. So the next one is that the age must be greater than 30. So where that age falls in is in this range. So I hit down. I am done with that. It's asking me, what is the criterion now? If it looks in this age range, what should I check for? And I'm going to ask it to look for age that is greater than 30. So I'm going to put this 30, all in quotation marks. I am done that. I'm going to put a comma, and it's asking me, do you have another criteria range? And I said, yes. What is that criteria range? Systolic blood pressure. So I should put it. I've put it. That is it. I confirm that I'm done. So it's asking me, what is the value that I'm interested in? And I'm going to ask it to look for anyone that is above 100. And because I am going to type that, I'm going to put this above 100, all in quotation mark. If I put a comma now, it's going to ask me what is the next range, criteria range 5. I don't have again, the question stops at 4. So I'm going to remove this comma. I remove this comma. I end it with my bracket. You will see that the on-screen help or tip disappears because I have told it I am done. And when I enter, it still gives me the 2. Okay, somebody is asking, why did I put quotes? Okay, you know that is a text. It's a kind of, it is not a number. Anything that is not number, you put in quotes. So that's why I'm putting quotes. Okay, so I am done that and I get the same answer. Good. Now let's attempt our second question. What percentage of male BP is above 110 in Ebonyi? So let us define, let me look for somewhere to, okay, let me add a row here. Let me add a row here. Okay, so sorry, I just want to use this up one here. Okay, so this is where we are going to define our conditions. First, it's talking about male proportion. Male proportion presupposes, when we talk about proportion, we are going to look at the male whose blood pressure is above 110. First of all, let us identify that, and then we can now use that and divide it by the total number of clients that we have in Ebonyi State. So, first of all, this person must be a male. Then the blood pressure should be above 110. Then the third one is the person must be from Ebonyi State. So it's after we have gotten this, there is a chart here. Let me find out if it's a question. Yes, someone is asking, is there a shortcut to getting the cell range? Because if it is a long range, say 1 to 2,000 or more, may take time to screw. Yes, I explained that before. If you click the first reference and you use the good, somebody has answered that, please. Thank you. Just look at that thing. Somebody has given the answer to that. Thank you very much. Okay, so we have male greater than 110 and Ebonyi. So we are going to look for answer here. So the answer we are going to get here is, first of all, how many of them in Ebonyi State have this? And then we can now use it to get the proportion. So we are going to count. Now let us understand this question very well. What percentage of male BP is above 110 in Ebonyi? So the way I understand this question is that I will first of all look at my Ebonyi, all the ones in Ebonyi State. How many of them are male who have systolic blood pressure greater than 110? So I am going to count this. Count if still plural because we have several conditions. So the first one is this person must be male. This person must be male. Sorry, I'm looking for the range, right? Criteria range. Where is my male? My sex is here. So I am holding, I have clicked the first cell containing the range, where the range starts from. I'm going to hold down my control button plus the shift button, and I'm going to hit the downward arrow. You know, if you're using a laptop, there are 4 arrows towards the right. One points to the left, one points to the right, one upward, the other one downward. So I'm going to hit the downward one, and it selects all the cells that are in that range to the last place before any space that is below. So I've selected that range. I'm putting a comma. The next thing is, if he hits there, what is he looking for? Please look for male. That's what I'm telling the Excel. And I'm going to put a comma, tell it that I am done. The next criteria is what? Systolic greater than 110. My systolic is here. That's my next one. I hit it down. And it's telling me, asking me what criterion. If he looks through here, what criterion is it to look for? Say, go ahead and look for this one that is greater than 100. I'm putting a comma. And it's asking me if there is another criteria range, I should say so. I said, yes, there is. And that is my state. So I click here, I enter. So it's asking me which state now. If he looks through this, what state? I said, look for Ebonyi. I am done. So I am entering. So the answer is 0. This 0 is not our final answer. This 0 is telling me that there is nobody in Ebonyi State who is a male and whose blood pressure or systolic blood pressure is greater than 110. Now let us filter and see if there's anybody. I'm applying filter in the state here. Okay, I have Ebonyi here. Ebonyi is just close by, I don't need to type. I hit. Now, when I see there is only one person in Ebonyi, that is Echo Toyota, Ebonyi State. The systolic blood pressure is above this. However, this is a female. So this one does not meet our criteria, which is why it did not capture it here. This is the only person that is in Ebonyi State. This person is a female, but the condition we defined was for a male. That is why it is not capturing here. Now, let us remove this. Let us do some testing now. Assuming that this is a female, right? And the systolic is here. So assuming we change this Abia and put Ebonyi. We see Ebonyi here. Now, does it meet our, let's see now, what is our, it must be a male. Okay, this is still a female. So if we change this F to mean M, let's see if we can get 1 here. When we enter, yes, it becomes 1. That means we now have one person in from Ebonyi State who is a female. I mean, who is a male. Let me see if we have a question. Can you use the larger database we used earlier? We really need to understand this percent.
Hello. Hello, sir.
Yes, please.
Hello.
Yes, I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. My understanding of that question is that I believe we'll have to find out the total number of patients, both male and female, in Ebonyi that is greater than 100, that have a systolic blood pressure above 100. That's the first question. So it at what point, if we get that, the total number of patients in whole of Ebonyi that is systolic is above 100. If we get that now, we'll now work what we value, the percentage of male in that very one that will give us that answer.
Okay. So let's work with this understanding. First of all, we need to find out all the patients that are in Ebonyi State. So now let's redefine our question here. So we need to find out how many patients are in Ebonyi. So whose blood pressure is greater than this? So that means we are not going to define the sex. It's the second part of the question that we are going to define the sex. So we are going to look for how many patients are in Ebonyi State whose blood pressure is greater than 110. So that means we have only 2 criteria, only 2 conditions that must be met. Now, I am going to say count. Let us find out how many patients are in Ebonyi State. So let's look at Ebonyi 1.
Sorry, sorry, hi. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
I think the question is like the percentage of male. So there should be a total male. Then out of that total male, there should be a percentage. So the gender will still be there.
Yes,
The,
what
the
I am saying.
percentage male now is the male that has above 100.
Yes, there are two sets of things we need to happen before we get our proportion. There are two sets of things that will happen before we get our proportion. The first thing is how many patients are in a Ebonyi state. That is going to be our denominator. Then our numerator will be how many patients are male that meet this same criteria. Then our third now is to our numerator over our denominator multiplied by 100. That will give us the proportion.
Sorry, Capito.
Yes.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, I don't think that should be the approach because
Yes.
the question has actually ruled out the female.
Yes.
So we are dealing only with the male patient. So we are first looking at the count of the male patients in Ebonyi.
Ebonyi
And
State,
after
yes.
knowing the male patients in Ebonyi State, now look at the proportion of those male patients that have above 110. So looking at this database, I think we don't have such quantity or such number that can make us work on this particular equation. So if we can add more or get additional numbers from maybe male or female, then I think we can work on it. So we are dealing with the male only.
Okay, so let us start with, let me just get, so we need to define what we are looking for now. Okay, so I think our problem is understanding the question. So let us look at the things that we need to find out. So that is why I have brought this here. Can we please, if we understand the question and we write out what we need to do, then we can now apply the formulas to get them individually. So we need to first of all find the total patients in Ebonyi State. Is that correct?
I think the total of male patients.
Yes, I think it should just be the total male patients.
Male gender.
Yeah.
Male patients in Ebonyi. That's what we first of all identify.
Okay.
Just hold on. The ones that actually have sleepover greater than 110. I think that should be our numerator for the other.
Number one is correct, right?
Yes.
Then number two is what?
Percentage of male.
No, first of all, we need to get a number before we get the percentage. What is our numerator now? Male with these conditions, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes, it should be male with systolic blood pressure greater than 110. That should be our numerator.
Okay. Total male with BP greater than 110. Is this correct?
Yes, please.
In Ebonyi State.
Yes, in Ebonyi State. Yes, in Ebonyi State.
because we need to understand the question before we apply in Ebonyi State. Then our third one, then the third one is now the proportion of two above. Okay. So first of all, let's look at the total male patients in Ebonyi State. Total male patients in Ebonyi State. So we are going to say count if it's just one, because we are looking wherever you see M. Okay, sorry, it's going to be Ebonyi. Male is going to be ifs. Okay, so the first one is, it has to be here. If the person is in Ebonyi, that's the first one. We want you to put that as one of the things we are looking for. Then the second one is the person must be a male. We come to agenda. We are looking for M. Where is my M? Okay, so let me just put M here and close it. So we only have one. Okay, no, so we don't, it's only, sorry, total male patients. If we're looking for total male patients in Ebonyi, that's two. So there's only one patient in Ebonyi State who is a male. So someone suggested that we expand this because it is not, we don't have much. So,
yes, so if you expand it, we'll be able to learn better. It's what you're trying to teach us.
Let's
Right
use the
now,
previous
we
data,
can't-
please.
We can't really work with this.
yes. Okay. So, bringing that this thing now, I don't know where. Okay, let me see if I can pick. Sorry. Please, you guys just give me time. Let me look for.
Can't you change that question? Can't you change the question a little bit? Just check through the spreadsheets and the information that we're able to pick from it. We obviously don't have, anything for this question. Can't you change that question a little bit so we can pull up the information?
Like which questions again?
That particular question, what we're saying is we don't have, okay, so if you didn't change that figure to 113, it would have been 0. So just scrolling through the template, you know what information is there and what can give us a reasonable answer. Can't you tweak that question a little bit?
I don't understand the tweak. So
or
let me just
add more random.
Yes, let me add
names.
more. Yes, let me add more names, and let me see. Since we're interested in Ebonyi, let me put more here. Okay, so we have increased our to 75. So here, if we understood our input here, we can only simply double click here and then we can extend our range here. We can also extend this range. I think we are done now. So I enter. So there are, since we looked at what conditions we look here now, we looked for 2 conditions, male and in a bunny. There are only 5. Okay, let us tweak more. Let's say we have, let's get more here, making it 7. Let us get more ebony. Let us get more ebony here and ebony here. Good. So we have actually 12 ebony who are what? Who are male. So this has given us 12 patients who are from ebony state and who are male. Let's increase more male here so that we can have more. Good. So, oh, this is just only one. Let me see, where do we have ebony again? Plenty ebony here so that we can put more male here. Male. Let's get more male here. Okay, so we have up to 16 now. I think this is better. Do we have any charts coming up here? We can add more males. Yes, I'm adding more males. Male first. Okay, the total number of males in ebony should be starting point. Okay, so we are done. We have a total of 16 male patients in ebony state. Good. Now, I can't remember what we did here. Let me see, what did we do here? Ebony state, age. Okay, so forget that one. Now, the next thing we are looking for now is, okay, let me just insert, let me see if I can insert this thing here. So here is a total male patients in ebony. Okay. So let me show comments. So here is telling us that we have total male at G2 here. G2, the comment here, which is here, is total male patients in ebony. Good. So here, our next thing is how many people, how many males with systolic blood pressure greater than this in ebony. So here now we are going to incorporate one additional condition. That condition is that their blood pressure is higher than 110. So we are saying this, count if, still in plural form. What are we looking for? Male. So I come here, select down. I'm looking for M. What next am I looking for? I'm looking for blood pressure, systolic blood pressure, greater than 110. This is my systolic blood pressure. So I'm looking for greater than 110. Then my next condition is ebony state. So this is the place. So now we are done. I enter. So that means all of them.
Can I ask a question? Let me just pause at this point. I want to find out, the 16 we got, we said total male patients in ebony. Now, why didn't we use that 16 as a reference to work for the number 2 that says total male with BP greater than 110? Why did we go through the whole count ifs and then talk about the male again, the ebony, before imputing the 110? Why didn't we just do something that has to do with G2, since we've gotten that 16, and then make reference to the 110, the systolic BP of 110? I go through that long process all over again.
For me, if I want to do that, it is easy for me. I'll just pick it. I'll lock some cells there, pick it, move it to another point because it's going out. I need to have 2 values. So I will leave this G2 here. I'll pick this formula, lock in this necessary range and cells. I'll drop it here and then add another condition. That may cause confusion for some people.
Okay, I just want to see that since we've done this method you just did, because my brain just keeps telling me there's something else we have to do that that I feel is shorter. Maybe it's just me, but I was a bit distracted when you were doing this long process you just did now. So like you said, you can lock it. I think I'll go with that. So I don't mind if you can show that too.
Okay, so let me
second method that you can show, please.
Okay. So what we are going to do is let me just be done with this. There might be other people who will want to follow this process, then we can revisit that. So I have looked at this, all our criteria, they are all 16, which means all the 16 meet this same criterion. And if we are going to look at this, is going to give us 100%. So if we are looking for our proportion, it's going to be, since this is our denominator and this is our numerator, divided by this. So if I apply my percentage, it's going to give me 100%. So if this is clear, then let me see how I can get this yellow through the other process of, since I have a formula, a function here which I can use, let me see how I can tweak them and get what I want here. So for Utulu, I want you to understand that we have answered this question. All the 16 of them who are in a Ebonyi state, they have a total, they have a blood pressure, systolic blood pressure greater than 110, and all of them are males. So let me see if we have any question here. Okay, yes, I think I will also appreciate that. Instead of just bumping in and then stopping, just like people are typing, I will appreciate, others also will appreciate if you can type, so that when I am stopping, I know I have a point that I need to either conclude or come back to. Thank you. So I want us to understand that we are done with answering this question number 2. Now let us test it. Let's see all our patients who are in the Ebonyi state. How many are they? There are several of them. Let's see if we can get how many of them that are male. So we come here and apply only for male. How many are they? They are 16. You can see down here. They are 16. So this has solved this first issue, which we are looking at. How many male patients are in a Ebonyi state? This is a Ebonyi state. We have applied filter on the gender to get male. Now, let's now look at their systolic blood pressure. As we can see, all of them are above 110. So that gives us 100%. All 16 clients who are from Ebonyi state, who are male, all of them have their systolic blood pressure greater than 110. So I will also entertain other questions, maybe coming from this, or what questions apply to you. Let's go through the other one that our sister mentioned. So rather than just typing this ahead, we want to now look at this. Now, what am I going to, if I move this here now, this cell range will shift here, this one will shift here, this one will shift here, because I am copying towards the right here. Now let's see if that will work. I'm going to hold my control button. I'm going to click with my left mouse. I'm dragging it here. I have duplicated it. That's how to copy and paste. So let me double click here and see what we have. See what I just said? This has shifted. We're looking at the state. It has shifted to this point. Here we're looking at agenda. It has shifted. Here we're looking at this Ebonyi state as reference. It has shifted. So when I know this can happen, all I needed to do was to lock this place, to lock those references so that it does not move. So if I want to do that, rather than typing the whole thing, I'll come here and lock this cell range, F4, lock this one because I'm still making reference to it, lock it, lock this one as well. I have no problem with M because I typed it and it will appear. So let me do this now. Control, I'm holding my control. I'm coming to click at this selected cell. I'm clicking with my left button. I'm dragging it and dropping it here. It's still the same thing. So when I double click, it's still making references to those cells that I want. The reason is because I locked all these cells and made them absolute reference points. Now, what was the next thing that I needed to put in this condition? The next thing that I needed to put was those with systolic blood pressure higher than 90. So when I come here, I keep in this point. This is my criteria number 1. See it showing here. I am done with that. I mean my criteria range for number 1. Then this is the criteria range, the criteria gone. And it's asking me for the next range. I can go ahead and type my systolic range here. Where's my systolic, which is here. I can go ahead and add this one. Then what am I looking for? Greater than 110, comma, then I hit it. I still get my 16, which was what we got before. So rather than typing a long function or formula, I can simply copy a similar function that I do not have to change the name of the function. Rather, I can change the arguments inside the syntax, either reducing it or increasing it. But in this case, we just increased one of the criteria range and then define our criterion. So it gives us 100. I hope this has answered our questions. I want to check if we have any other question. Say, please, can we have systolic below 110? And let's work with that. Because we really need to understand the percentage application part. Okay. So let me see what we have inside here. Our D2 is in cell referencing. Good. What about here? Okay, we didn't have anything here. Good. So simply here, we can change this to mean less. Let's see. So I have changed this. Now, this has shown us the importance, the advantage of just identifying those conditions that you can easily make reference to in cells. If I hadn't done this here, if I hadn't put this here, it would mean that all these places where I had inserted quotation mark, I'll have to go and start changing them there. But by just changing this, I've effected the change that I need here. So the question we are looking at now, what is the total, what is the percentage of male BP below 110? Just like somebody asked. Now, it means that there is nobody with BP less than 110. This is where we are looking at. We don't really have anybody less than 110 here. All of them are above 110. Maybe let's make this thing a bit interesting. Let's say we want to look at what is the percentage of male BP equal or, okay, that one, if I'm going to put more than one, if now it's going to bring a confusion now. Let's say,
Hello?
Yes.
Hello? Yeah, sir, can we do that question by saying BP between 120, systolic BP between 120 and 140?
Okay. Systolic pressure, systolic between 120
to 140.
140.
What percentage of the male in a body?
Good. Sorry. Okay, so this is the question, right? Now we need to define.
Yes.
We need to get another criteria range, which is going to give us equals to 140. So what this means is that we have 120 greater than 110 here. Here we have greater, no, not greater, equals to, okay, so the other one is 140 here. Good. So this is what we are going to look at. Greater than this or equals to this. Now let's see what we are going to do here. Let me stop here. And then I'm going to still come to, where is my systolic? I'm going to get my systolic here. And I'm going to put this one. It's still 0. Let me see. 140. Okay, let me see here. If we put 4 equal here. Greater than this. Okay, let's say greater than this is a Bonyi. And the systolic blood pressure is less than 140. Okay, just a minute. Let me look at we got this greater than this, and this one less than 440. Okay, so I will take this as let me take this as homework, because what I think is not what is operating here, it's not playing out. Blood pressure between 110, so it must be greater than 110. Okay, let me see. Greater than 110, but less than 140. Okay, so let me take this as homework. Maybe tomorrow I will respond to this. I'll work around it and then see how it works out. Okay, somebody asks, how did I put a comment at this point? He's asking, how did I put comment here? Every cell has the ability to accommodate comment. For instance, I have selected this one, F2. I come to my review. I click review and it opens other menus. See new comment here. Once I click this comment, it opens up for me to type. And it's here because I asked it to show. I say it should show comments. I can remove this. And then when I type for new comment, it is open here for me to type. And after typing, it disappears. Typing comment, it disappears. So you need to send. If I click out, it disappears. Here there is a comment here. Here there is a comment. Here there is a comment. You will see this slide, a very small arc at the upper right side of the cell. So, but if I want all the comments to show, still under review, I click show. When I click show, all the comments that I have inserted will show. Now, this plays out, assuming I am done with this and I'm sending to you or to anybody to review. And the person now looks at what I have done for each of them. The person can reply. So when the person arrives, he might say, I do not understand this, please. And he enters, he clicks this, it's done. The person who did that, his name will be here, no longer my name. So it's just like a chat, a discussion between the person who sent it and the person who reviewed it. So you can actually look at it. It's another way that you can collaborate. Assuming this is an online, if this is a document that I want to share with everyone in this group, I can put this in a OneDrive and then I'll share it. As I review and you are there over there, you can review it immediately. I will see it here. So this is one way you can collaborate, either at workplace or business place. Okay, so let me see if there's another question. Okay. Now I remember Greg made mention about protecting a worksheet, that I was talking about it and I didn't end it. Okay, so let me just quickly use this to.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello, sir. So before that, can you do that full name? You say you are going to show us how we are going to merge the full name, the first
Okay,
name, the second
actually,
name.
it is also part of what we're supposed to do. So here, there is an inbuilt function called concatenate. Concatenate. That is what you use to join strings, text into a string. So I'm going to type equals concatenate. So here, it's telling me this joins. I don't know if you can see it very well. Let me zoom. So this is concatenate. So how do we want the full name to appear? Is it to come with first name first and then the last name, or the last name should come first? You decide. For us, let's start with first name and then the last name. I'm going to do a lot, some operations here, and I'll tell us why it happened that way. I'm going to click here. This is my first string. I'm going to put a comma that I've ended. I'm putting this. That is all. I will enter. It has added these two names together, Sienna, Toyota. But the full names are usually separated by a space. So if I want to put a space between Sienna and Toyota, I must introduce that space in quotation marks. I must put that space in quotation mark. What I mean is, my quotation mark is going to be like this. Then I'm going to hit a space. I'm going to put a quotation mark, and then I'll end it. Excel sees this as a string. It sees it as a string because there's a space here. It will add that space. And then you now click the next cell that you want. And it goes. So I'm going to repeat this. It's either I repeat it or I simply come here and then I'll open my quotation mark. I will hit a space, put another quotation mark, put a comma, enter. It separates. So because this is a relative reference, I can double click here and every name here is duplicated. If I have 10,000 names, within 1 minute, I've joined them together. So you will see that here, there is nothing here because there is nothing here. This space here, this column D, for this other one that we just joined, is empty. So that's why here is empty. For instance, here is empty. If I decide to write Utulu here, let me write Utules. You'll see that Utules will appear here. Watch. Utules has appeared. If I come here and I write Eno, Eno will appear here. Patrick appears here. So some of the things, some of the forms that we use carry this. You will see they will be asking you, what is your first name? What is your second name? And then by the time they are printing the form, you will see your full names appearing. depending on what they have inserted here, whether they want you to start with last name first. So if for this, like for here now, we are starting with our first name. But if I wanted to start with the last name, I could have simply said concatenate with what? Last name first, comma, then this, enter. It's giving me Toyota Sienna. The same thing, if I copy down here, you see that RAV4 will change to Toyota RAV4. If I change here, this is going to change to Honda Accord, and so on and so forth. So this is something that is part of what we are supposed to learn also. A good thing that we have attempted it here. Okay, so I'm going to look at this last one, and then I will let us know tomorrow. Somebody, there's a chat. Let me see what it says. Okay, can we reduce some of the systolic to 100 to below 110 just to give us the room to play with the percentage part? Okay, so this is our, let me zoom out. There's our systolic, okay. Now let's particularly look at here, but have I not played around with this? I don't know if I have distorted the original this thing here, but let's see if we reduce our systolic to 100. No, so this is what we are looking at. Okay, so I did something in F column. So let me remove everything that I did in F to give us our original. Okay, let me delete this one up to this point. Okay, so we are looking at, okay, so let's start the whole thing from the beginning again. Let us get some 90. Okay, we're looking at, so let's see, let us get for Ebony only. And then for these ones that are male, since our interest is on male client, let's reduce their systolic to 100 or less than that, 89. All these ones are Ebony State. Okay, so I think we are done with this. Let's have this. So let me go back here. For the concatenate, you don't need to. Once you are done with your last listing, you just enter. So for here, we are looking at the proportion that have, sorry, let me delete this one. We're not interested in this for now. Ebony. So here we're looking at greater than, original question is greater than this. Okay, so, and we must get a male also. We must get a male, right? Good. Good. So here we are looking at, I'm starting again. Count ifs. First of all, Ebony. Let's start Ebony. This is my, then should be Ebony state. Good. Next one is systolic blood pressure. Systolic blood pressure, comma, which is greater than this, comma. The next thing is sex, comma. And I'm looking for male. and enter. So there are 12 out of, I think I'm done with this. Let me just remove this, delete the comments. It's disturbing me. Okay, you can actually delete your comments as it's disturbing me. I've deleted them. So there are 12 patients who are from Ebonyi State, whose blood pressure is greater than 110. And then looking at the proportion, 12 over 16 times 100 gives us 75. So with the data that we have, the answer to that question is 75%. So that is the answer to that question when we play around.
Hello?
Yes, please.
Yeah, that's 75%. How did you insert that percentage, please?
Okay, so let me delete this.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes when you delete a percentage, when you delete the figure there, the format of the cell still remains. So you need to be sure that you have removed it. I've just done that now. What we need to do is we put equal sign. This is our numerator divided by our denominator. I can just go ahead and enter straight, click here, and then go to my home tab, pick this my percentage, apply it, it becomes 75. Sherwin is asking, okay, and first of all, wanted to find out, we need to know what is the right way to handle that question. What is the total bill paid by client from FCT and Adamawa? And no, the way to go about this is total is looking for sum. So use sum if with S, that's sum ifs. So when you sum ifs, you say sum the total of clients, the bill paid by clients in FCT. FCT is 1. That's one set of criteria. And then the second criteria range is in the state, and then you identify Adamawa. You are adding all of them together, you are summing them together. You will get that bill that way. The other question says, how did you remove the format of the cell? Now, I could simply have, for instance, if I delete this and I write, let's say, you see, it is already typing. There is nothing here, but the format is still here. So when I type here and I type 20, it's telling me that it's percentage. That's not what I want. So what I can simply do, pick a cell here, anywhere that I know it's normal. That's one way. I pick it and drag it and drop it there to replace it. I click. If there's a figure there, it will tell you there is a figure there, there is an input there. You want to obliterate it or go away, do away with it. I said yes. So if I type anything here now, it is that number that stays. So I've removed the format there. Another way that I can do that is here, I can simply come to clear here. I'm clearing all. Clearing all means you are clearing whatever that is there, including the format, including the number, including whatever. When I clean and I'm typing anything, there is just the number that is there. If I want to also clear here, now let me see. I want to go back to here and I simply delete. When I'm typing, the percentage is here. Another way I can do this thing is, since I know that the percentage is still here, that format, I can come here and click clear formats only. It clears. So when I'm typing anything, that percentage format is no longer there, it's gone. Now, if I apply format here, this is this minus, over this, enter, and I apply a format, I can simply come here and say, I want to clear the format only, and it goes off. That format goes off. So this point here, this editing under your home tab is very, very useful if you know how to use it. So take time to look at what this clear can do for you. You can clear everything. You can clear the formats. You can clear the contents. You can clear the comments and the notes. You can clear the hyperlinks. If you insert any hyperlink here, that if you click it, it takes you to somewhere, either to the internet or to another page here or to another sheet, you can really do that. So I hope that answers that. Let me see another question. Okay, so that answers that. Okay, so I don't know if my response to that Adamawa and FCT question, if it has gone down well with you. Just type, okay, Master, thank you. If it has gone down with you, I want to hear from Eno. Okay, while I wait for your response. Okay, so she says, thank you. All right, so I want to quickly look at what concerning the what is that? Concerning the locking of sheets. By default, we're made to understand that cells, a worksheet, all of them come locked. So let me find out if we have this as default. When I click here at this junction between the column header and the row header, I click this, I've highlighted and selected the entire spreadsheet. I'm going to click Control-1. All of them are locked. Under protection for the format cell, I see that all of them are locked. I escape. So what this means is, if I go ahead and click my review, and I want to lock or protect my worksheet, I click protect. There are several options here that I want to give permission to whoever that is going to be working on this sheet. Allow all users of this worksheet to, by default, select locked cell is selected. Select unlocked cells is selected, is checked. What this means is, if I go ahead and protect this worksheet, whoever that opens this worksheet can actually select the locked cells and also select unlocked cells. Let me leave it like that. You can play around with the different options and see what it gives you. If it gives you what you want, fine. Now I'm going to go ahead and protect it, but I'm not going to input any formula, any password. If you input password, it's going to ask you to repeat the password so that you are sure you are not protecting it accidentally, because if you miss the password, the worksheet may be lost, except if you granted to copy it, and then you can copy it and then paste somewhere, and then it's a new thing together, you can start working again. So I'm going to just go ahead and click protect without a password. I click this. Remember that all the cells are locked. So if I come here and I want to make input here, it says no, cannot allow it. I come here, I click, it says no. The reason is that there is no single cell here that is not locked. So all the cells that are locked, they will not accept input when you protect the worksheet. So if I want to admit some cells to be accepting input, I need to first of all unprotect this. I have clicked unprotect and it has unprotected it because I didn't put password and it didn't request for password. Sorry, let me mute everyone. I think I'm getting back noises from the background. So if I want to allow some cells to accept input, I need to unlock those cells. So all these cells in this spreadsheet are locked. So if I'm sending this out and I want people to put in this marital status from here, let's say for these ones, let me just highlight this one. I want people to make input here. I will select those cells where I want people to make input. I'm going to hit my Control 1. I'm going to uncheck this lock. So these cells that I have selected are now open to accept input. So I confirm what I have done by clicking OK. I will go ahead and come to my review because I want to protect the worksheet. I protect my worksheet. I'm not going to put any password because I don't want to keep putting password. I'm going to click OK. Now for here, I can actually make inputs. I can make inputs in these ones. Hey, Jones, Hallel, Ma'am, Moses, Anna. You see, the moment I jump to the next cell here, which was not unlocked, it is still unlocked. It's telling me I cannot make an input because that cell is protected. So that's how to create your worksheet, protect some part of the cells, or some part of the worksheet that you want entries to be made, and then lock where you don't want entries to be made. So elsewhere, I can select, but I cannot make any inputs. See, I'm trying to make an input, it's not allowing. But here, this point, I can delete, I can undo because I permitted it to accept inputs. So that's how to protect your worksheet. I can go ahead here and unprotect it. It's not asking me for password because I did not protect it with a password. So I hope this provides a better clarity. Could you kindly go through the protect worksheet? I tried working on it earlier in the day. It still didn't work as per locking the particular part I wanted. So amazing. I don't know if this your question was sent before I finished what I just finished, because I believe what I just finished may provide answers to your question. So please let me know if this question came in after I have done this one. No, please recap. Okay. So what I am saying is entire worksheet is protected. I mean, it's locked by default. So if you need to protect and you need to allow some part of your worksheet to be accepting inputs, you need to unlock those cells that should accept inputs and then lock those cells that should not accept inputs. Now I want to do this again from the beginning. Let me put this the way it should be. From onset, all cells are locked. I've locked this. Let me create a new worksheet. This is a new worksheet. If I click here to select all the cells, I want to find out by Control 1. It's telling me that all of them are locked. All of them are locked. What this means is that each cell is locked. So if I go ahead and protect under review, I protect it. Because they are all locked, I cannot make any input anywhere, but I can select, but I cannot make any input. The reason is all the cells are locked. So if I want to allow this portion, now let me segregate this. This is yellow. Let me put this as green. So here, allow inputs. Do not allow inputs. Now, let me use this now to demonstrate what we are talking about. I have some things, maybe I've put names here. Let's say this is name, this is age, this is sex, this is state, this is LGA, this is weight, this is, and so on and so forth. Now, and these are just mere information. Let's say, I don't want anybody to make input here, but this is open for people to make inputs. By default, all the cells are locked. So what I need to do is here, I am going to select where I want inputs to be made. I'm going to hit my Control 1. I'm going to uncheck locked. I confirm that. And then I can go ahead and protect. Protect. Okay. Here I can write my name is Eno. My name is Samson. My name is Patrick. My name is Victor. My name is Geoffrey or Geotrophy. I can't remember. Bros, that your name, get a CBO, the twist tongue. My name, my weight is, okay, sorry. I was even putting something else. 56 kg. Local government is Umuahia North. State is Rivers. Male. 78. Now, when I come here, I want to see, I'm trying to use my tab. You see what is happening? I'm trying to use my tab to go to K here. I can't go because I cannot accept. All these points cannot accept. All these points you cannot accept. The reason is that the entire worksheet is locked. I've only unlocked this place. So everywhere else cannot accept anything. That's how to protect your worksheet. Now, as I was doing these things, some tricks just came in and said, let me unprotect this. Let me just give us a hint of something that may help us where we are working on tables. So I've copied this. Remember our transpose. These are transpose. Some of these things are the things that we have done before. So, and I have my serial number here. I have up to 4, up to 5. I see a lot of us, a lot of my colleagues and friends, when we type, say my name is Samson, they may use their cursor and come and put here, and then they type my name at 24 years. They use the cursor and put here and say male. Some of them may also use the the key arrows and shift like this and put Abia and then put here, say Umuahia North. Then they will now come back and click here to start. There are ways you can automate your input so that once you end here, once you come here, it automatically comes here. What I'm going to be using is my tab. If you look on your keyboard, you have a tab, a button called tab. It has 2 arrows pointing to opposite directions. So just watch me. That's what I will be using. After finishing here, I will hit my tab. It will go here. Finish typing, hit the tab. It goes here. Finish typing under the sex. I hit tab. It comes here. When I'm done here, I hit tab. It comes here. When I'm done with local government, I hit tab. It comes here. Because there's nothing here again, I'll hit enter. The moment I hit enter, it comes to the next line here. I do not need to be working with my mouse or my cursor. So watch it. Saying this is Samson, 25 years, male, Abia, Umuahia, North. My weight is 78 kg. Enter. It goes straight to there. Another one is Victor, tab, 56. Is a female from Rivers, from Ebonyi local government, and he weighs 789 kg. Enter. He goes down to the other side, the next row. That is how, if you are typing, if you are a fast typer and you are doing this using your tab, it goes. Even if you continue going up to this point and eventually you enter, it goes down to the next row where you need to make your next input. So just a minute, let me just okay, so I'm back. This is how to do this. I just felt I should give us these tips. Another tip I want to let us do is, now I want to type my name here and I want to apply other format, like I want to bold, I want to fill the cell, I want to do other things. And I know that if I finish typing and I hit enter, it goes to the next one below. Is there a way I can finish typing and I put enter and this thing will remain here? Yes. By holding down my control and hitting enter, it still remains here. So watch me. Samson, I'm holding my control, enter, it remains. I can bolden it. I can do a lot of things there. If I enter without holding the button, without holding the control, it would have come down here. Let me repeat that. I am typing something here. And the moment I put enter, the cursor goes down below. But I want it to go back here so that I can do other things. So I can type something, Emelike, hold down my control button and hit enter. It remains there. I can apply my bold. I can apply my italics, Control I, Control B, Control U. All this can happen at the same time. Number 2 things that I want to let us know, I can, after typing here, I want this cursor to go back one step forward. Maybe I am typing, this is Patrick's name now. And then I remember, oh, okay, sorry, let me just make a practical thing. I'm writing Victor, and I mistakenly wrote Victot. I mistakenly wrote Victot, and then I finished typing here. I realized that, oh, it should have been Victor. I want to hit enter so that my cursor will jump up to the Victor so that I can do whatever I want to do there. I can hold down my shift button and hit enter. It goes back to the one at top. I can press my F2 to enable edit mode, and then I can do this. Well, thank you guys. Let me entertain questions now. We have done so much today. Tomorrow we'll continue. So I would like to entertain more questions if there are, while I go and look at what happened that we couldn't get between those two numbers. So I rest my case now. Question, please. Okay, full day, a lot to go and practice. Okay. Really. You guys are going to write the exam. Oh. You guys are going to write the exam. So prepare very well.
Okay, sir.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm with you, Vic.
Yeah, no tea, no coffee, no snack for this lecture.
Vic. Well, we'll make arrangements
this
for
an
that
adult
when
class.
lockdown is.
Well,
So we go observe physical and social distancing. See where you there, see where I there. How many kilometers apart? Yes,
No,
Chioma, we will make this available. Okay, so guys, thank you very much. I would want you to just practice this. I'm not giving any assignment tonight. Just practice it. By tomorrow, when we are done with oh, today is the last this thing for this module.
But you have already said no assignments.
Yeah. Oh, do you know?
Yeah, no
I was thinking we'll still have another the fourth this thing for this module.
No.
Okay, yes,
No
let's see.
assignment.
No, there should be assignment too. There should be assignment. I'm going to share assignment tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow.
Okay.
I thought tomorrow is Sunday. I thought we are still going to have another this thing this weekend. Okay, so I'm going to share a very interesting assignment that will help us to have a grip on what we have learned. I would have loved more questions regarding what we do. But since we didn't get questions, I want to believe that what the ones we discuss applies to what we do at our workplaces. We want to see how this is applicable to what we do. Tonya said when you download, it is not always clear. Tonya, I don't know, you are the only one that has made that complaint. Please, the YouTube videos, are they blurred? Are they not clear, either in audio or in video? Is it not clear? Tonya is complaining. Okay, Choma, italics is Control I. Control I. Control U is underline. Control B is bold. You must say all is enough exam. Tonya, people are downloading it and it's clear. I don't know what happened with yours. Honestly, I don't know. And when I play it back, I play also from YouTube. It plays very well. Please, I need a better, I need a second opinion from the group. When you look, when you download the YouTube videos, are the quality very, very bad? Okay, Amazing say it's clear.
Well, mine is clear.
Okay, Pato says his own is clear. Okay, Tonya, I don't know. Maybe. Okay,
Well,
Cheryl
maybe
says,
sometimes we just heard that Corona has started attacking electronic materials.
So Tonya, maybe I'll discuss with you offline so that we'll discuss more on that. Okay, yes. It depends on the quality you pick during your download. Okay. So thank you, guys. I know this one is also going to be a very big one because it's close to 2 hours. So hopefully we should be uploading it later tonight or tomorrow morning. So you guys are wonderful. Thank you so much. Have a lovely night rest. And then as you prepare for the week ahead, enjoy your day.
Thank you, Capito.
Thank you very
sir.
much.
You too, sir.
Thank you.
Thanks. Yeah.